Yes, ladies and gentlemen, episode 26 of Pokemon Horizons titled Terapagos' Adventures just dropped, and this is the first episode in the second chapter of Pokemon Horizons. We get an incredible new opening and learn about where the series is headed next. So, let's jump into it. Let's start with the new opening. Holy moly, this might be the best looking opening ever in the Pokemon anime, and I don't think it's actually particularly close. The terrestrial glow to things, the vibrant colors, the fantastic animations, especially on the effects, particularly for things like fire, make this opening look unbelievable. We get layered shading for people, and that makes it look phenomenal. This feels like more of a shonen opening for another top anime, not Pokemon. But in this case, that's what makes it stand out and so unique. The song I don't think is as good as Dokimeki Diary, however, I'll eventually get used to it as I do with all of the other openings. Shout out to the animation director for this. The opening here is phenomenal. Since this is chapter 2 of the series, this episode begins with a major recap of everything that has happened in the series so far. The episode really begins with all of the Pokemon and people in the Bravasagi eating. Liko's grandmother seems to have a giant appetite and everyone's getting along when Liko notices Terapagos isn't eating with everyone anymore. It started to wander out on its own. Liko goes around the entire ship but can't find it, and eventually they hear a crash at the ship's cargo and find it eating berries. This is when Liko realizes that she doesn't really know much about it, so she decides to observe it for the day. Behind her though, Sprigatito is starting to get annoyed at how much attention Liko is paying to Terapagos. She goes around and follows it and sees what it does in the ship and writes down notes like, it retains composure when it gets yelled at, and it likes sweet. And it even goes into Dot's room when she's recording her Nidoking stuff. As Liko apologizes to Dot for having Terapagos interrupt, they discuss how Terapagos just might be struggling to adjust to life here since it's been asleep for so long, so it doesn't know about all of this modern stuff. However, as they're talking about it, once again, it disappears from Dot's room. When Liko tries to get help from Sprigatito to find it, it gets annoyed and walks away again. This is when her Hatenna jumps out and takes her to the deck where Terapagos is on top of the ship's fin. It then begins crying out to the sky. Its emotions so heavy that Hatenna falls and Liko has to recall it. However, a gust of heavy wind causes Terapagos to lose its balance and almost fall off the fin, so Liko has to go save it. As she's pulling her way up the tail, her Sprigatito sees what's happening and brings out Diana, who is sleeping. Liko manages to grab Terapagos, but she loses her balance. However, Diana and Arcanine are there to grab the both of them to take them to safety. Inside, Diana and Liko have a conversation, and this is the main discussion in the episode. Liko begins asking questions about Lucius and his adventures. She asks what would happen if she met all 6 hero Pokemon, to which Diana responds that it would probably take her to the paradise where Lucius went. We also get to see Terapagos' main form in Lucius' memoir, and Diana assumes that this Terapagos will transform into the one in the book once it gets enough power. That could be a hint as to how it'll play out in the game too. When Liko tells her about the person she saw in Terapagos' memory when they met Galarian Moltres, Diana shows her a picture of Lucius, and that's where we see how he looks like. We learn here that he was a trainer 100 years ago, and even still, Liko decides she wants to help take Terapagos to Rockwa, the paradise place, because it's been crying out so much for it, and she wants to take Terapagos to where it made all of those memories with Lucius so long ago. With that goal in mind, Diana decides to give Liko Lucius's Pokeball holders for his Pokeballs. Diana tells her that the reason that Terapagos responded to her is because she's in tune with her Pokemon's feelings, something that started when she began her journey with her partner Pokemon. Once she hears this, she realizes she's been ignoring Sprigatito lately, so she goes to where it is and apologizes, and she wants it to continue being her partner Pokemon. After they reconcile, Liko decides to tell everyone in the ship her plan of taking Terapagos to the paradise. She asks everyone to help her, and they of course will support her. Even Frieda's interested in Lucius Pokémon. However, they don't really have any idea where Entei is, or Lapras, or Kleavor could be. But they still have some idea as to where the Black Rayquaza could be in Galar. Dot is saying that that's where it's been found lately, so they'll continue their journey and follow where the Black Rayquaza might be. The episode ends with us seeing Amitheo's group as Ametheo is on top of the ship going somewhere. And at the end of this episode, we also get an updated ending song, which is just updated lyrics for the original ending song. Overall, while there wasn't much this episode, it helped establish the main goal of this next chapter of the series and sets our heroes to a path. The first half of this episode is just showing Liko learning more about Terapagos. It's cute, but skippable. The second half of the episode is really where the plot is advanced. It's also there to clarify anything about Lucius, since previously we did learn about him, but it was split up into multiple episodes. Here, it's delivered in a neat package so that newcomers can catch up. Nothing crazy, but not a bad episode either. Out of all the Pokemon that our heroes are looking to find, I'm most interested in Kleavor. This is an old Pokemon from the Hisui region, and it's basically extinct in the modern day. One day when they eventually do come across it, I hope we can learn more about Hisui's lore. I hope we learn more than we did in the game about what happened to it, although I think that's being optimistic. I guess only time will tell. What about you guys? What are you guys wanting to see in the stories as it continues? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at TheRealPDGaming, and that's it. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.